So, 48-hour fast, Debbie. Do
Yes.
tell.
Right. So do tell. So day one was a lot harder than day two. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. So let's just go back to last night very quickly. So I could feel myself getting, if I stayed downstairs and was a little bit not engaged in something or a little bit cold. It was cold last night as well. So I went to bed, made myself all nice and warm and nesty. So I knew I wouldn't get out of bed. Do you know what I mean? It was just going to be too much effort to get out of bed and go and eat something. So that was fine. And then I fell asleep. So that was about 10, I think, last night I went to sleep. So 6 o'clock this morning, I was like, boom, awake. Right, okay, let's get on with it. I wasn't hungry at all, no hunger. And I was really quite surprised about that. I think I thought in my head, it would be really like I'd be awake all night with the rumbly tummy. That wasn't true. That was all made up, all in my head. It wasn't true. And then today was actually easier than yesterday. I didn't think about food nearly as much. I had quite a lot of coffee, black coffee, and lots of herbal tea and lots of water. And whenever I felt a little bit hungry, I wouldn't really say I was really, 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 really hungry until about 4 o'clock. And that's when I decided, okay, I've nearly done my 48 hours. So that's double what I've done before. But I'm really quite surprised. I've been out, I went for a really, really long walk today. So it's not like I haven't had any energy, because that's not true. So yeah, I had my tea. Couple of things to notice. And I'm going to be really honest about this. So probably a bit too honest. There we go. Oversharing again. So the first thing was, although I was really hungry, I couldn't actually eat as much as I would normally have eaten. So I had quite a small tea, and actually I was surprised how full I felt quite quickly into it. And words to the wise, this is the bit of oversharing possibly. About an hour and a half later, I needed to go to the toilet quite urgently. So probably an overshare, but worthwhile as a mention if people are fasting. Maybe they need to know that. So I don't know whether that's been your experience of it.
It's definitely a thing. I definitely notice myself that after you finish fasting and then you eat, you definitely have a large clear out, don't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Oh,
Which
yes.
is really weird, because it can't be the food that you've just eaten, because it's not going to digest that fast.
No, so you know, yes. So I haven't been to toilet as much as I ordinarily would, but I haven't been eating anything. So I wouldn't have expected to. So that's the difference. I've never had that quite like that before. But what I'm going to say is my stomach feels amazing. It feels really clear. It's really flat. Maybe my imagination, I don't know. My skin feels clearer today as well. It just
look really glowy. I have to say, you're looking hot.
Thanks, lovely. Thank you very much. I'll take that. But no, I mean, yes, I've been out in the fresh air today and everything else, but I don't know. I don't seem to have so many dark shadows under my eyes. So I don't know, but yeah, so the next time I've done 2 days now. So I'm going to leave it a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to try for the 3 days. But I think for now, but I'm really glad I got this far. And certainly day 2 wasn't nearly as bad as day 1. And I've never got through day 1 before. I've got through 24 hours, but I haven't done any more than that. So definitely day 2 was a bit easier. How about you? How did you get on today?
Yeah, again, so I woke up quite early and just, again, didn't feel hungry, not one bit. Kind of zoomed out of bed. I'm doing a 40-day yoga challenge, so I did my half hour of yoga with the dog this morning. That was quite fun. He did not know what I was doing. So yeah, when I was in Gyan Mudra, he was biting my fingers, but that was quite fun. That was quite fun. Then I went on a big walk with the dog on the common. That was lovely. Really nice day today.
Yeah.
I am a little bit hungry now, so I've done over 48 hours now. So I think it was 48 hours at 6:30.
Okay.
I know it might be longer than that. Oh, I don't know. It's a long time. But yeah, drinking coffee, drinking loads of water, putting salt in my water, drinking lots of herbal teas. I find that the warm tea really, really helps.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Keeping
Totally.
busy helps. Went to the shop even though I'm not open, and ended up being quite busy on there. Phoned a few people, made a few bits of medicine up for some people. But my head feels really clear and I feel really energized and I feel really in a good mood.
Okay, so that's that's the bit that I've been really surprised about. When I've done the 1 day fast before, I don't think I've ever broken through that feeling amazing. And I've been a bit hangry on the first day. I've got to own that. Yeah, I was a bit hangry not hangry, but a little bit thinking about food an awful lot. So when you said to me yesterday that I'd wake up this morning and I'd be absolutely buzzing, you were right, I was. Yeah. So it was really nice to break through that. There's definitely something happened, I felt, from 24 hours through to the next day. There was definitely a breakthrough. And like, you know, the energy wise, yeah, it's brilliant. I have to say, I feel really, really, really well today. But I was just a bit sort of hungry come tea time. So I caved in.
I find you're more productive, aren't you? And maybe it's because you've got more time, or you're not eating, or maybe it's that you're not so sluggish. But I've done loads of stuff. I've definitely done more than I would normally do, and with a better focus and motivation, I think.
Yeah, that's one thing I have noticed. The jobs that I've done, I've gone, right, I'm doing that. And then I followed it from here to here and got it done. Do you know what I mean? So lots of other things have been hanging around that needed doing, rather than going, I'll do some of that. I've actually gone, so my clothes needed sorted out in my bedroom, for example. So that's done. So
talking about clothes, you know, so my son decided that he was going to join me on the fast, and he's done really well. So he's coming up to his 48 hours.
Oh, he's done really well, actually.
He's done really well, because I mean, he is the carb king, and I think it is easier to fast if you're fat adapted or on a ketogenic diet, because of course we're used to burning fat. We don't have to go through that sugar slump, you know. We're not burning sugar. So yeah, he's a little bit moody, but what did make me laugh last night is we joined all of his missing socks together into pairs. Do you know, like one of those jobs that you just put off? And it's amazing how many socks we've got, and also amazing how many socks he had of mine.
Oh, okay. So you acquired.
So now I have pairs of socks. Yes.
I think, like I said, it's those kind of jobs that have been hanging around all Christmas that suddenly just got done. So Rowan's done really well, you know. So is that his first time of fasting?
Yeah, I think it is his first time fasting.
Oh, he has done really well then, especially to go 48 hours for the first one. I said, fair play to him. That's all I would say.
He's very determined when he puts his mind to it. And I think that is the thing with fasting. It literally is. Your body is crying out for food. So your sort of animal instinct, if you like, is crying out for food, because of course it's normal to eat 3 times a day. But you can override that. You know, you're not going to become ill or die from not eating. And actually, you do feel really good. Yeah. And actually, Rowan woke up this morning and finished his personal statement for his uni. He actually woke up. He said to me, I woke up, I didn't feel hungry. And he was quite energized, and he's finished that today. So that shows you how, and I think that is due to what's called the BDNF, which is, let me get this right, brain-derived nootropic factor. Now, we don't expect anyone to remember that, but basically BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain cells, feed your brain cells. And I think you can really tell that, can't you, when you fast? Like your brain, I don't know, you can't really explain it until you've done it.
I think kind of the only way I could describe it today was I seem to be really aware of absolutely everything. So even on the walk, I don't know, it's going to sound bonkers, but I was really, I just seemed very aware of everything around me all the time. It was, I don't know, like everything. I was taking in everything all the time. And I was like, whoa, it was really, quite interesting on the walk today.
I think that goes back to the evolutionary pathway. So if you imagine way back when we were hunter-gatherers, if there was scarcity of food, let's just say that the hunters couldn't hunt or there was no game to eat.
I'm having trouble with my ears. Okay, go on.
If you became really lethargic, because of not eating, your chances of successfully hunting down your prey would be much, much less.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when you go into fasting, you actually become more aware of your surroundings. And that's because if you did have the opportunity to hunt, I guess, or forage or whatever,
Yeah, okay.
it's much easier. You're more aware, which really makes sense,
Yeah,
because
no,
you'd
that does make
think
sense actually.
that you'd feel really lethargic and tired and just want to lay in bed. But actually, the opposite is true.
But I think, so going back to when I wasn't fat, I think what you've said is very, very true about being fat adaptive, because if I hadn't have eaten, funnily enough, I was only saying this the other day, before I went on the keto sort of kind of way of living, really, if I didn't eat or I missed a meal, I'd start having the shakes, like what I call the sugar shakes, and I would reach for something sugary because obviously my body was running on glucose. So actually to not eat used to make me feel shaky and a bit weird.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and I don't know, I'm assuming that if someone is mainly fueled by carbs, that could be a sensation that they felt. But actually what really has shown me this time is that so I've never really not eaten for 48 hours before unless I've been unwell, but it was, honestly, it was, I feel really, really well, and encouraged to actually do slightly longer next time.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
pleased.
no, I do, I just feel on it, I just feel awake, alert, bright, well, yeah. And the other nice thing is my stomach feels clean, is the only way I can describe it. It just feels clean, clear, and flat and healthy. Do you know what I mean? And I guess probably from the post Christmas, not that I kind of went off, went mad at Christmas. I just ate more, I think, a lot more than I would do normally. And that yeah, it just feels nice and clean. It's the only way I can describe it. So yes, very, very good.
Fantastic.
So you're going to continue, aren't you?
I'm going to
Lady.
continue. Yes, I'm going to do the 7 days. I am going to do 7 days. And I think as you carry on, well, we'll see. I'll blog it.
Yeah, okay.
I think you just feel more and more energized.
Right.
I think
Okay.
that's what happened. But
yeah.
Again, if people want to watch it, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Real Keto, Keto Solutions. And you can find that on YouTube, and you can watch all our videos. There's loads on there.
Okay. And if there's any questions or anything anybody wants to ask, please forward them to us and we can help if we can. But yeah, so Wendy's going to be the brave warrior that carries on. She's much more hardcore than me. But yeah, well done to you. Because I said, but I definitely want to now do this once a month, at least 48 hours. But I would like to go 72 hours next time and just see what happens there, really. But yeah, so yes, fantastic. So if you want to know any more information or we can help in any way, go to our YouTube channel. As Wendy said, there will be a link below. And if we can help in any way, please give us a shout. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.